The 2.5 firmware update for the Line 6 Pod Go that came in November of 2024 brought us the Brit 2203 amp model, which is a JCM800 100 watts. Now, we had the 2204, which is the JCM800 and the 50 watt version. So I was asked to do a comparison. It was a suggested idea in the comments, and so I have. So what I've done is I've dialed in two easy, simple presets using the Brit 2203 and the 2204. Put the settings as the same as much as I could. Now, there is a difference between the channel volume on both, because for the 2203, you have at the bottom, there's a parameter, and we'll have a look at it. For input, you could choose low or high. So I left it at default at high, but when I switched to the 2204, I had to significantly increase the channel volume to match, to try and get unity gain level with the 2203 amp model. Anyways, let's play it. So here's the 2203. Okay, and here's 2204. Okay, so I'm not hearing too much difference, but why don't we go have a look at the amp models, and let's look at the editor, and let's break them down here. Let's take a look. So we're in the 2203. So I do have a stomp box here. I have a Super OD, so the Boss Super Overdrive, just for a different comparison. But let's look at the parameters dialed in here. And before we get to that too, I'll just say I've added a reverb. So the reverb, everything is the same. The reverb setting, the Super OD setting, and the cabinet. So this is the same. I chose a 412 greenback for both, and they're both dialed in exactly the same. So the same mic placement, distance, and a low cut on both. At 75 hertz, I didn't touch a high cut. So let's get to the amp itself. So the Brit 2203. So I put the drive to 8. You'll see the parameters here. Are dialing in like a fat tone, and for the most part they're the same. All right, so drive 8, bass 4, mid 7, treble 6.6, presence at 5. Now this is where the difference is. You're going to see channel volume I put at 5 on the 2203. On the 2204, I'll show you that I have it up. I think it's at 9.1 or 9.2, and it's probably here because of this input. Okay, so I left it on high. So I have the master at 6.5 on both, and I guess I didn't really touch sag, hum, ripple, bias, or anything. I just left it at default. Okay, so why don't we hear this 2203 again, and then I'll engage the Super Overdrive. All right. So nice sound, I think. It's a nice standard, crunchy rock sound. You definitely could use it for soloing. Let's go to the 2204. All right. So let me fix a couple of things here. All right, so here's what we've had, the 2204. You'll see, obviously, we don't have that input parameter down here, but everything else would be the same. Okay, so again, I left all these. These are all at 5. Masters at 6. This is at 6.6, so 6.5. It's not going to make a big difference. And again, this is where the channel volume. So on the 2203, I had to have it down here. So that's due to the high input parameter. All right, so I've bumped it up here to 9.2, and I was looking in my Logic Pro channel meter to see, and I was getting basically the same ballpark of a peak. Presence 5, same thing, 6.6 here for the treble. So anyways, all the same stuff. Amps, the cabinet's the same. Reverb's the same. Super OD's the same. So I'll play this one again. So they both sound good. So I'm not sure if I would pick one over the other. There are some differences, I think, though, being a 50 watt amp and a 100 watt amp. And let's go back to the 2203 quickly. And let's check out, sorry guys. Okay, so if we change the input, now let's play it again on high. Let's change it to low. All right. So that feature alone, to me, might make this 2203 model more versatile. Well, it will make it more versatile to me compared to the 2204. Would it be better? I'm not going to say. I think they both sound great, but right there, having the amp set the way I have it here, you can get a nice clean. And you can easily assign a parameter control onto one of the foot switches to toggle the input between low and high. Let's put it back to high. So right there, if I had to pick, I would pick the 2203. They both sound great. Does this sound brighter? Let's toggle back and forth between them quickly. All right, so you know what? Right there, yeah, the 2203 to me sounds a little brighter. And we don't have any other pedals engaged besides reverb. So that being said, my summary is both amps sound great. They both have the Marshall sound, nice, fat, thick sound. I think the 2203 seems to have a tad more brightness to it, and that maybe that could be due again to this input parameter which has been added. So that definitely makes it a louder amp in some ways, and it makes it more versatile, where again you can change the input if you, again, like I said, make a parameter foot switch assignment, a controller assignment on that input section there, and you can switch between nice and clean to high. This might even save you a block. You might not even need to add a distortion block, so that could still have your 4 blocks to put in whatever your heart desires. So I don't want to put down the 2204 amp model. It's still a great amp model, but definitely 2203. I think it's an improvement. So my vote is the 2203 if I had to pick one. So there you go, folks. So I hope you liked the video. Feel free to hit the like button if you like the video, and drop a comment. What do you think about these differences between the two amp models? I think there is a little bit of a difference, not leaps and bounds, but again, I can't stress enough, this input parameter feature is, makes a difference, and I think it makes this amp model definitely more usable than the 2204. But both are great. You can't go wrong with either one. So they both sound great. But what do you think? Drop a comment. So if you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. And I appreciate you watching the video. In the meantime, have a look at this one.